Welcome to another edition of SKNIS Week in Review. The Week in Review highlights the top stories of the work of the government of St. Kitts and Nevis for the past week. I look at some of the highlights for March 2nd to March 8th, 2018. Social assistance programs to be offered across St. Kitts. Trade stakeholders explore importance of trade in services. St. Kitts and Nevis observes International Women's Day 2018, and officers received training in road traffic collision. I am your presenter, Sherma Matthew. The Ministry of Community Development, Gender Affairs and Social Services is poised to expand its presence in districts across St. Kitts as a number of social assistance programs are decentralized from the capital city.
Services being offered by the Ministry of Social Development, Community Affairs and Gender Affairs. What do I mean by that? Instead of the traditional system where you have to journey to Bastia just to collect a voucher for groceries or for something else and medical support, we are bringing the services right here to you.
The Honorable Wendy Phipps, Minister of State with responsibility for social services, said that effective social work cannot be done by persons who just sit behind a desk. As such, social assistants, community-based and child probation officers will be deployed at community centers in Old Road, St. Paul's, Tabernacle, Cayorn, East Bastia and McKnight, where they can interface more frequently with residents. This is the first phase of the initiative that will be rolled out to all community centers in St. Kitts. The initial centers were chosen based on their central locations within the respective zones used by the ministry. The officers will work the standard public office hours of 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. during weekdays when the new system is implemented in a few weeks. Trade stakeholders from the public and private sectors participated in a 3-day seminar on the General Agreement on Trade in Services (GATS) in St. Kitts and Nevis, with the aim to better understand the importance of services sectors from an international trade perspective. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of International Trade, Jasmine Weeks, welcomed the participants and said that their presence is of significant importance as the workshop will equip trade negotiators and stakeholders with relevant information and evidence-based policy implications on pertinent issues in ongoing and future negotiations. She further added that a seminar of this nature is extremely important because the services sector is vital to the economy of St. Kitts and Nevis.
The services sector in St. Kitts and Nevis contributes just over 70% of our gross domestic product, which to my mind is enough for us, each of us here, to embrace the move to advance this sector. What is clear to us as trade technocrats in the Ministry of International Trade is the obvious linkage between services and industry, and the need to prioritize those services and industries that are relevant for a value chain.
St. Kitts and Nevis joined the rest of the world to observe International Women's Day, which is celebrated on March 8th annually. For International Women's Day 2018, United Nations Women chose the theme Press for Progress, which forms part of the United Nations broader mandate of achieving Planet 50-50 by 2030. The Honorable Wendy Phipps, Minister of State with responsibility for health, social services, community development and gender affairs, commented on the theme.
This theme, Press for Progress, signifies that there is still much ground to be covered in order for women to arrive at their rightful place when compared to their male counterparts. In St. Kitts and Nevis, we have made significant strides in the advancement of women over the years as our islands progressed through the end of slavery, 2 great world wars, statehood, the journey to independence, and the economic transformation of our nation from a land where sugar was king to an economy now defined by service-driven industries.
IWD is a day when women are recognized for their achievements without regard to divisions, whether national, ethnic, linguistic, cultural, economic, or political. 14 fire officers engaged in a week-long course in road traffic collision training to build their life-saving skills. The March 5th to 9th course involved theoretical and practical training sessions in personal safety, equipment familiarization and care, the team approach, stability, glass management, supplementary restraint systems, vehicle hazards and risk, as well as immobilization and extrication. The participants were given a written evaluation and an extrication exercise before taking part in a simulation exercise. Fire Sub-Officer and Course Instructor Daniel Archibald said that the St. Kitts Nevis Fire and Rescue Services found it necessary to enhance the skills of its officers to improve their capabilities in rescuing victims that may be involved in road traffic collisions.
The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis during the past 5 years has gotten an influx of vehicles which makes the potential for accidents more imminent. Considering this fact and the amount of accidents that occurred, for example, in 2017, where there were 51 motor vehicle accidents, whilst in January 2018 there were 60 MVAs. The Fire and Rescue Services has made it a priority to ensure that their first responders are prepared. In so doing, the course is designed to equip 14 participants with modern techniques and the knowledge required to effectively extricate casualties from motor vehicle accidents.
Fire Officer Everett Ogaro described the training course as the Fire and Rescue Services way of taking a proactive approach to being prepared and ready when called upon. The pitch at the Warner Park Cricket Stadium in St. Kitts is being rebuilt in preparation for a number of international games that will be held at the island's premier sports facility during the summer of 2018. Director of the Department of Sports, Anthony Wilshire, revealed that the average pitch is typically rebuilt every 5 years, but there has been a high demand to use the cricket grounds to stage local, regional, and international cricket and other world-class events. This meant that finding the time to lay a new surface was challenging. The last time extensive work was done to the surface was in 2006.
We have a slow period. In fact, we're not having any major cricket here until Bangladesh sometime in July, and then CPL comes in August. So we have taken the opportunity to ensure that we are building up the pitch.
The work is scheduled to be completed in April 2018. The American Registry for Internet Numbers, ARIN, in the Caribbean brought its message of managing internet resources to St. Kitts and Nevis on Thursday, May 8, as it seeks to advance the digital landscape across the Caribbean. A large cross-section of stakeholders from a number of agencies, including the Ministry of National Security, Government's Information Technology Department, the University of the West Indies UWI Open Campus, Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, Ross University, and FLO, participated in the one-day meeting at the Ocean Terrace Inn. Several students from the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College also attended. Bevel Woodin, ARIN's Caribbean Outreach Liaison, said the session in St. Kitts and Nevis was important as members of his team have spent the last few months discussing the state of the local internet ecosystem.
Many of you may not know this, but the Federation is actually pretty far advanced in terms of the building blocks for the modern digital economy. And in my discussions with both the government and some private sector officials, one of the things that we recognized was missing from the current equation was a fundamental understanding of the underpinnings or the foundation layer of building out the digital economy.
This prompted ARIN members to tailor a specific program for the Federation to help enhance knowledge about how the internet works and the means to build services and network capability to achieve the economic and social empowerment promise of the digital economy. The Ministry of Culture and the National Carnival Committee continue to support local cultural ambassadors as they represent the country in regional contests. The most recent ambassador to receive assistance is the reigning 2017-2018 Soca Monarch, beyond Mr. Hype Basu, who will be taking his talent and special brand of entertainment to Montserrat to compete in the regional Arrow Soca Monarch competition on March 16, 2018. Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Sean Richards, presented Mr. Hype with a check for EC 7,500 on Tuesday, March 6th. The minister noted the creativity of Mr. Hype and said that he was confident that the young artist will represent the country well.
I have no doubt, though, that he has the talent, he has the capabilities to do so, having won the local show some 3 times on behalf of the Carnival Committee, on behalf of the government, on behalf of the Ministry of Culture, and certainly on behalf of the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to wish him the very best.
In 2017, local artist Jarez LAX Libard participated in the competition and won over the judges and the audience. The Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis joins the list of exclusive, unique and exquisite destinations that houses the luxury Six Senses Resort and Spa. At the official signing ceremony on March 4th at the recently opened St. Kitts Park Hyatt, Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Lindsay Grant, expressed his esteemed pleasure of having the 5-star plus ultra brand make its Caribbean debut in the picturesque island of St. Kitts.
Six Senses only develops resorts in the world's most unique and exquisite destinations. And I believe it is also a singular testament to the natural beauty of St. Kitts' landscape to become one of those premier destinations. I am also advised that it is Six Senses' philosophy with regard to sustainability, wellness, and premier service that makes it an ideal fit for St. Kitts. And it complements our own vision and direction for our tourism product.
Minister Grant noted that the brand fits into the Ministry of Tourism's goal towards sustainability and excellent service. He also noted that the Six Senses brand will seek to preserve the island's culture, incorporate the design and development of the resort with nature in mind, and bring a level of service that meets a higher standard than seen before in the Federation. The 5-star plus hotel is expected to break ground in La Valley, St. Kitts near the end of this year and be completed by 2021. Six Senses Resorts, Hotels and Spas has locations in China, Fiji, France, the Maldives, Oman, Portugal, Singapore, Thailand, Turkey, Vietnam, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Thanks for viewing SKNIS Weekend Review. I am Sherima Matthew. See you next week as we continue to update you, the general public, on what's happening in and around the Federation.